I have joining me tonight Group Captain Sadiq Shehu, a retired former Nigerian military, and from our Abuja studio is General Ahmed Jibrin, a former Director of Military Intelligence and Special Advisor to the Defense Minister. Thank you so much indeed, gentlemen, for coming and joining us to talk about this tonight on the program. Let me begin with you, Group Captain, from our Kano studio. With what we have seen, the governor says this is a sabotage. And we saw what happened last week to his convoy. The president is also saying that there could be more to be done. Where are we getting it wrong? At some point, we thought that this war was actually dealt with, but it's looking like some things are getting wrong. What is wrong exactly?
Okay, thank you very much. Permit me, Kimberly, to start with the statement made by the president after the Salah celebration. Now, even though most of the headlines carried, we have done our best. I think you started right by giving the context that Mr. President gave. We have done our best. He put it in concept, in context. He said, from what we inherited. I also heard the president saying more resources will be given to the military and the police in the same speech. I also heard him saying situation from the North Central and the Northwest is very disturbing. I also heard him saying that the security forces can do much better. So honest, if you just look in isolation at we have done our best, it might give a misleading, conclusion. So what I am seeing, the president tried to differentiate the situation in the Northeast, which is the Boko Haram counter-insurgency operation, and then the other, including the Niger Delta, which by his own estimation, that they have done a lot, and then move to the situation in the North Central and the Northwest. So I want us to look at these things. If you look at what happened in the Northeast, certainly when you say you are comparing, have we done well? Like a journey, you have to look at where you came from and where you are and where you are going. The Boko Haram insurgency, when this regime came in, was the only security problem. We didn't have this banditry and the rest. So what did we have on the ground? This situation that started in 2011, if you ask me, in assessing whether success have been made or not, I look at three indices. First, the area of ground or area of territory that was controlled by Boko Haram. By 2015, even from internal and external sources, it was unanimous that at least Boko Haram, as of March 2015, they had over 20 local government areas in the Northeast under their control, hosting their flags, staying there, and claiming it to be an Islamic state. So that is one index we have to look at. As a military man also, we have to look, because war is about killing of people, both military and civilians. We have to look at the number of deaths. How are we? Now, looking at two indices, the Center for Research in the United States is the only source that we can have that has comprehensive data on the actual people that have been killed during this Boko Haram. Unfortunately, we are not good at, it's something we know, we are not good at keeping records. Now, if you look at the areas that were covered, we agree that as 2015, we had 20 local governments that were under Boko Haram effective control. Now, subsequently, it came down to 7, maybe before the Goodluck Jonathan regime left, and then up to 3, and up to now that we can say we don't have any local government that is held with Boko Haram static as an area. So you see, in area controlled, we have to agree that something has been achieved substantially. And this is coming not from internal sources, because in all honesty, in analyzing military situation, in my own way, I look at what is available from the Nigerian military. I also look at what is available from other sources. So that is in terms of area. What in terms of people killed? Again, when we look at the CRS data, we see that in 2011, they started keeping a record from May 29, 2011, when the Jonathan administration came in. In 2011, we have a total death of 1,096. 2012, it moved to 3,761. 2013, it moved to 7,167, almost doubling 2012. In 2014, which is the worst year, we had 15,600 deaths. In 2016, Now, 2014 is 15,600, which I said is the worst year. Then we have 2016, that is after this regime has come. From that 15,600, we started moving to 5,763. 2017, it dropped further to 4,618. Unfortunately, 2018, we had a spike, which moved again to 6,565. We had another spike in 2019, which moved to 8,350. Then 2020 that we are in now, as at the end of June, we have casualties of 6,195. Now, when I say casualties, here I'm talking of people killed, be they Boko Haram, be they civilians, be they Nigerian forces. So in terms of deaths, we can see there was an increase 2011 up to 2015. Then from 2015, we had a descent into 2016, 2017. Then 2018, we had a spike, but still not at the figures. So if you ask me, again, I will say in terms of lives lost, we can say again there is something that this government can show. However, that is not to say that there have not been reversals. Certainly have been reversals. We have the Metele attack. We have the other attack where it has taken over 100 troops at one go. So definitely, me looking at the indices of area covered and then the number of deaths, I will say that this regime has something to show compared. And when I say this regime are also the people that are prosecuting the war. Because like I said, when you are going to compare, you have to compare what happened before. Now,
Group Captain, just a moment.
Issue of Group Captain, on, Governor Zulum.
Okay, so please quickly touch on that. Quickly touch on that. Go ahead and quickly touch on that.
Yes, the attack is unfortunate, but one thing I want to set clear, and honest, this goes to both the military leaders and also the civilian leaders. If there is anything a war commander does not want, is the presence of a VIP in his operational area. For so many reasons. VIPs, be they military, be they the civilians like Governor Zulum, it could even be the chief of army staff. In all honesty, VIPs attract bullets. They are like magnet to a bullet. The people that are opposing the armed forces, they always want to use the visit of a VIP to score a point. Even if they don't hit him, the fact that they were able to launch an attack sends a lot of signals. Because it is going to make people afraid. We have the Sheikh Oborno talking about. We have the governor talking about. So I'm bringing this because, honest, both the military and the civilian, they should minimize visits to operational areas. Now, having said that, the governor talked about sabotage. In all honesty, I am not in position to say you can count out sabotage. Much again as I cannot say that there was sabotage. But however, when we say sabotage, those saboteurs are acting against the interest of the state government and also against the interests of the armed forces. So my own thinking is that I will humbly suggest that if there is issue of sabotage, which the governor suspects, I believe that he should have gone, you know, on one-to-one with the military to give them. Because the sabotage is against him, the sabotage is against the military. The last point I want to make on this is that this is a civilian political master whose interest, everybody knows Governor Zulum's interest, is to make sure that people that are running away from certain areas have gone back. That is, you can see him pursuing that with steadfastness. On the other hand, the military officer in the operational area, the honest truth is that the more civilians that are in the operational area, the more complicated his tasks become. So I want people to look at this too. You know, Governor Zulum has his concerns. The military have their concerns. But like I said, they also have the same objective. That is bringing this something. So
all right. So let me get my other guest, Group Captain. Just a moment. Interesting scenarios and pictures that you have painted there. Let me get my other guest, who is the special advisor to the defense minister. And perhaps for a few seconds, let's take a listen to what the governor said about the issue of sabotage in the Northeast security. Take a listen to Governor Zulum.
There is no doubt that the gravity of the insurgency cannot be compared with what has happened between 2011 to 2015 and from 2015 to get. Yes, it's true. The president has done well. But the most important thing is that there's need for us to also say the right thing. There is a sabotage in the system that will not allow the insurgency to end.
So let me go to General Ahmed Jibrin, who is a former director of military intelligence and special advisor to the defense minister. He joins us from our Kano studio. We've seen aid workers being mercilessly killed by insurgents in the past days. We've seen some kind of situation where the governor of Borno State was attacked. How can Nigerians then believe the story of the fact that there is a lot of work being done by the military in ending insurgency, which looks like there is a reversal?
Anyway, I've not heard what the first speaker said, and I picked something like the allegation by Governor Zulum that there is sabotage in the operation of the military at the Northeast, particularly as it affects the incident that happened some few days ago. If that's what is the question, I would say even if there is sabotage, I believe it wouldn't have come from the soldiers. There was claim that Boko Haram was cleared from the general area. And if Boko Haram is cleared, so the governor has every right to say that, okay, if the Boko Haram elements are not in those areas, then who would have fired at him, and so on. So to that, I would say anything could have happened. We have not been ruling out possibility of sabotage from among the military. There are fifth columnists, there are informants for this insurgent among us, and I believe that in time, all these things will be sorted out. But sabotage will not be from the military commanders. If it's from the military, certainly it would have been from the fifth columnists who decided to do that in order to encourage on the military. But the military commanders on the ground will certainly not attack the governor and will not allow anybody among them to do so. But it has already happened, and now investigation should be able to unravel what led to this shooting. It's a very embarrassing situation. After claim that no Boko Haram is there, then who must have shot at the governor? So I will recommend that there should be a very, very elaborate investigation on the part of the military to be able to determine if it is not from the military, then from whom? Because the claim has been made that Boko Haram is not in that area. Now, having said that, we also have to realize that there are other issues we must look at when you are in an area of operation. Sometimes even friendly fire affects your own operation. But in this case, certainly it is not a friendly fire. It must have been from some other sources which investigation should be able to unravel. And this investigation, I should think, should have started by now. Because unless that is done, the governor will still continue to go away with his allegation that he was fired from among the military officers. But I, for sure, that I know that no commander in his right senses will allow a soldier from his own troop to attack the convoy of the governor of the state, whom they know very well, and they also provide security for.
I must sincerely thank both of you, General Ahmed Jibrin, the Special Advisor to the Defense Minister, and Group Captain Sadiq Shehu. Thank you so much indeed, gentlemen, for giving your thoughts on the security situation in the country.